Well, we're rolling. Camera's rolling now. Everybody's in picture. We're ready to get in the podcast, guys. So you want to introduce yourselves to the band, introduce the band? Just the background about the band and that.
Yeah, so I'm Dan, I'm the vocalist in Sathamel. That's Nathan, the guitarist. We had two original members that we started the band in 2013.
So you've been around for a while then?
It's been a moment, yeah. It's been a few years now. But yeah, we've come a long way. Obviously, in the meantime, there was COVID, etc. So there was a lot of pauses and breaks and whatnot. But yeah, we're back doing the thing, and it seems to be going better than ever, really.
So you guys come picking bass now and getting more tours on the go and stuff.
We just kind of stuck to the DIY aesthetic that we've always kind of had, but we've managed to reach, ever since coming back, bringing out our first single, Take the Rock, in 2023, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay.
that seems a while ago.
Yeah.
So we did that in 2023, and that sort of seemed to propel us. So last year we managed to do a quick weekend tour with our friends Sacred News. They're like in the best way a horrible sounding kind of noisy black death metal band. They took the chance on us, allowed us to headline, and we had a really good response. Kind of like yesterday, it was our first time in Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's so surprising. Yeah, when you go to like the first, you go to a new city or a new country for the first time, and you just kind of expect it to be like 2 or 3 people, but the room's actually pretty full and they're all into it. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So you guys were playing, as we were recording this, you guys were playing Edinburgh last night at a place called Legends.
Yeah.
Can't venue.
No, that was really good. What I like about the venue is, so not only when you play places of that size, it's one of those businesses that will functions as a pub during the day and a venue as as of evenings. But yeah, that place is just a venue, which was really cool. It was really refreshing to not get just the kind of random local people that are not into the music just being there by chance. But yeah, no, it was great. The staff, the promoter, bands were incredible. Yeah, it was a really good time.
Yeah, there was some good bands playing that. Bands playing in Edinburgh last night. We had I think there was a band called, was it called Thrill or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the band that quite new, I think they're from Glasgow, so quite a new band, I think, just heard of them. So they were quite doomy, and then we had that first packaging as well, but so quite deathcore and metalcore, and then there was another band called, there was 4 bands last night, wasn't there?
Yeah, Sacrificial Burial with the other band, yeah.
Absolutely, they were on fire as well.
Yeah, Trill was quite cool. So you don't get a lot of bands that have the same vibe as Electric Wizard. I think they're doing quite well. They've actually covered one of my favourite songs by Electric Wizard as well, which was a massive plus. But Sacrificial, Burial, it's just incredible, so smooth, so it's just hard sounding band. And then the band before us, what are they called?
Artificial Pathogen?
Well, yeah. I mean the vocalist is wow, what a range! Like, yeah, incredible.
Because they're like one of the top deathcore bands, and they were like probably the ones that would kind of mosh and just have the mosh pits.
Yeah. No, really, really high standards of bands yesterday.
It was a nice mix as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been saying with Nathan for a while now, what promoters need to do is book more shows with varied bands. So, bands like yesterday, there was the Deathcore band, there was a Crash band, there was a Doom band, and it all just works fine because we all share the same kind of similar elements in the sounds. And, it just opens up the audience to new bands, because what you find when you play just black metal shows for, a few years, is that you always play with the same people. I mean, and that's fine, obviously, to have, consistent turnouts to your shows, but when you don't experiment with different genres, different bands on the bill, you don't really expand your audience as much as you could.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good mix. Yeah. Again, Duncan is a really good promoter.
Duncan might and shout to him as well.
Yeah. So big respect for that.
Because he puts loads of gigs all over the country and that as well. He doesn't just do Edinburgh.
Yeah, he sort of gig out for us. We're local to Leeds, or the band is mainly based in
As
Leeds.
for you guys are based at Asby.
Yeah. We supported 100-year-old band.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, so it was those guys, code speaker, and a band called Still.
Yeah, Still.
And that was a bit of a different kind of show for us.
Yeah.
We sort of leaned towards our more
So
death metal.
Black and death metal.
Yeah, element on that show. So like, it works. It's nice. It's good to get in front of like a varied audience.
Yeah, because we have the odd fairy band in Edinburgh as well. Last night and that. But it's good to have like various audience and to get to see new bands and bands you've probably not seen before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's kind of like a big scene. I mean, as a grassroots venue, as a grassroots scene in Edinburgh mainly, but I mean, we do get the odd venue like Rebel and Gel and stuff. This is supposed to say like Suffocation in the past, so it's had a few names. But yeah, it's a class venue.
Yeah, I think I saw an obituary poster in Legends. I didn't know if that was for that venue or somewhere else.
I saw the Onslaught, there was an Onslaught poster on
it might have been Onslaught.
Yeah, they're playing in Edinburgh, they're playing Mash House, I think. So they're like a legendary thrash bands, brilliant bands. And I think we're on episode 88 of the podcast since we're not introduced to episode 88. We're sort of like Back to the Future kind of thing now. We've got 88, episode 88 for you guys. We've still got the volume with us today. Not quite there, unfortunately. Can't afford one. Not quite in that state, but you never know, someone could walk up with the line off the camera, you never know. So you guys might have had a DeLorean, but you can't see it because it's behind the camera. But yeah, so 88, so it's very good to get it's good to get so many good bands on this podcast. Do you want to give a wee background what your genre is on the music then? Genre.
It was sort of, we kind of categorised ourselves for a long time as like black and death metal. So we try and pick what we think are the best elements of the two and try and amalgamate it into a sound. But I guess we're just kind of a heavy band. We find it hard to define it.
Yeah, it's a bit more complex because we all have different influences and we all think, like we are all very I don't want to make it sound like we're, big-headed or whatever, but we are quite proficient in our own crafts on personal levels. So, Michael's an amazing drummer, he's got his own influences. Nate is incredible guitarist sometimes when he practices. So he's got his own influences. But, so we all have our ideas of what makes music currently stand out and successful. And we try to incorporate those things quite often. So, on our Opposition to Life EP, which came out in November, for me, for example, I've, as a vocalist, the deathcore scene is quite interesting because there are so many just talented vocalists nowadays doing things that no one would have done, 10 years ago or whatever. And, it's as a vocalist for me, it's hard not to notice that. So I've tried to add, a bit more range to our songs and whatnot, just to kind of follow that trend. So it is a black and death metal band in its roots, but we evolve with pretty much every new song that we write. It's not dormant.
Yeah, so like it's changed since you first started in bands.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe we said this on camera. I think you guys did the face paint back in the day.
Yeah, we did. I mean, yeah, for a start, like we did want to be a very, blackened band. I think Butane and Behemoth were our massive influences back in those days. So we just wanted to kind of do that, emulate that in the scene. But then during COVID, we kind of wanted to come back, but with a just refreshed. As we decided to come back as ourselves rather than the personas that we created for the band in the past. I've also found it. This isn't something that anyone said to me while we were performing with Corpse Paint, but just over the years I've noticed that some people, when they see a band with Paint, they kind of dismiss them because they think of it as something lesser, which I just find, I don't know, it's quite weird, but yeah, for me, my idea for Sathamel after we've come back was to grow, was to be a bit more, not follow the trends, but be a bit more trendy in that sense, a bit more available to a wider audience. So I think it was the right move to do, just to strip the paint and come back as ourselves.
Yeah.
And also there's so many bands now that do it. Like when we started, there wasn't that many bands doing Corpse Paint really.
Maybe a couple in London or something like that, but then
Yeah.
it became quite trendy, which was funny because at the time when we did it, we were getting on lineups kind of similar to what we played last night. Like we'd be with a hardcore band, or I think one of the main ones I remember, played the Fenton in Leeds. Like we were just within Yorkshire at this point, and we managed to get support slot with a band called Hex from Norway.
Hex, yeah.
They like a post-hardcore band kind of thing. So we were on with these kinds of bands, and we opened, and someone had shouted from the crowd like, "Oh, say Corpse Paint" or something like that, but like jeering at us. And then we played, and we were heavy, and we were quite punishing with our early material as well. And they just came up to us afterwards and like had a completely different misconception of you guys.
Yeah.
Because while we did it, it was more of like just to get into that persona rather than a gimmick to kind of sell the band. And like Dan said, we've all got a bit older, COVID happened, we had all that time away, and it was just like, well, we don't really need that anymore. We just want to put our faces out there, be ourselves, and create the music in the same vein. It's not like, I know Dan's talked about deathcore elements and things like that, but we're just getting with the modern times. We want to keep the old school, but also have a bit of the new school, because modern music is good. Like a lot of people want to dismiss it, or we want to stick with 90s black metal or like that sort of thing. And it's like, well, in a lot of ways you're probably going to be stuck in the 90s black metal for a long time, because those bands still exist as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's an audience for that, obviously. Like, people still like that old school stuff, but I don't know, for me, it's just, as a creative, like, as a creative musician who likes to push myself and, what we sound like, it's just a bit boring. I just wouldn't really like to follow just one sound.
I was just going to say, like, with the 90s stuff as well, I'm the same vein. I'm probably the one who listens to that stuff the most in the band. Like a band, I believe they're based in Edinburgh, Barshasket. Yeah, they're a black metal band. They've got a very 90s sound, probably quite Swedish dissection in parts, and I love it. I've bought the new album. There's Abduction, they're from Derby. They just come out with their album over the weekend. Sick. It's that sort of thing is just kind of like, it works for those guys and they wear it really well. We started with the death metal incorporation, and I feel like death metal in a lot of ways, for bands who have been around for quite a while like we have, and moving in that modern sound quite a bit, so to kind of keep up with that. Not to say that we're not going to sit around and say, you know, we're going to follow what Bring Me the Horizon did, where they went from a deathcore band into pop because it made it big, and then they're going to go back. Like we're not chasing it that way, and we're under no illusion. We're a black and death metal band. We're going to have our audience, but to grow it and to remain relevant, we just keep with the times.
Yeah, so it's one of those bands that evolved sound and that. That's what most bands would do anyway.
Yeah. We don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, but obviously we want to keep that Sathamel stamp on it because that is the band and kind of what it sounds like.
So
natural progression.
Yeah, that's like, but maybe like in the future, maybe black metal will have like electronic elements or something. You never know.
There is electronic elements in black metal, and it's quite malleable in what people do. Like there are some modern bands that have probably got a lot of tropes in their music that people don't or wouldn't have associated in the 90s. Like it probably would have been shunned, but that genre has developed in such a way that we can dip our toes into it, and it's semi-accepted.
Well, I guess in like bands like Califex and Chelsea Grim and Califex, I mean, they do some Bracken sort of sound, but they have like bits of elements in it as well. And Rona Shore and bands like that, they're kind of like modern day sort of like Bracken death metal bands that are kicking about.
Yeah, it's easy to blur the lines these days, I think.
Yeah, I think, like, the modern listener, I think, isn't as, so I think in the past, people used to listen to, it was a bit more like, you know, I'm a black metal head, therefore I'm going to listen to black metal, I'm a death metal head, I'm going to listen to death metal, hardcore kids will just listen to hardcore and so on and so on, but I think over the period of the last, 10, 20 years, I think bands just started to experiment with the sound so much that they actually created a lot of subgenres and subgenres sounding like music. So I think those boundaries have dissolved a bit more. It's people don't just listen to one thing. You know, there's so many people that listen to, say, something like Lorna Shore 1 minute and then some kind of like, I don't know, rap the next minute, or you know, they go to Lady Gaga after, because people just like, you know, music, people just like songs.
They can be a bit more open to these things as well. They don't always want to listen to metal, I guess.
No, I think that's great, because you know, it creates an environment for the musician where they can experiment with what they sound like and not have to worry too much about whether the audience will, you know, grab pitchforks and go after the band for doing this or that thing. Like, you know, like Bring Me the Horizon is an incredible example, because obviously, they came back from the deathcore thing, and back in the day, you know, I was in that generation of kids who listened to Bring Me the Horizon when they first started, and I know that a lot of those guys would not listen to pop, but now, you know, those guys still listen to Bring Me the Horizon, and they do listen to Bring Me the Horizon, to doing, you know, pop music and whatnot, and they still love it. So, yeah, I think people just grew up and became a bit more open-minded since, you know, early 2000s. I think it's great. And also, if you listen to a lot of the modern bands, the song structures have changed as well. So years ago, I think metal bands wouldn't really be interested in writing songs which were structured like a pop song. So, you know, you have your intro, your verse, your chorus, bridge, chorus, end of the song. But nowadays, and we do it now as well, a lot of metal bands do structure the songs in that way because it does appeal to the wider audience. So, you know, I think that also helps to reach more people and make metal a bit more accessible to a lot of people as well.
Yeah, like the should have these like big songs like Tool and that, doing different bridges and elements, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like one band that does stuff like that.
Yeah.
I should actually go for a quick plug. You guys played the Bloodstock last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
How was that?
It was really cool. It was quite, well, for me, a cool thing was, so, you know, we've been doing this band since 2013, And there were people that used to come to see us in their first couple of years, but then they stopped for whatever reason. Then there was people that saw us in that period of time, but then they stopped. And we had a lot of different audience groups throughout the years. And what I've noticed as we were getting ready to play, and the tent was filling up with audience, is like faces from all of those years that we've been active have just started like appearing in this one space, and it was so cool.
Some of the OG fans coming back.
Yeah, it was just so cool to see like all faces that you've not seen for years. I got really excited to see that. But in terms of the actual show, I found it easier to play than like a small venue where there could be, I think it's easier to play in front of hundreds of people compared to like 10 or whatever, because I think there is a bit more, I don't know what it is exactly.
It's that intimacy factor, isn't it? It's like if you had a group of people and you were stood, obviously there's quite a big space in between the stage and you've got a barrier and everything. I'm not saying like the audience are like rabid animals, but if you had 10 people stood in front of you and you had to kind of speak to them individually or as a small collective, that's probably harder to do because you're kind of seeing all their responses at once, like on a close level. So like intimate shows and things like that, you get more of a kind of visceral response, whereas with a crowd it's like there's a sea of people. If I'm not aware of that person there, I can look at this person here and it's not going to change anything. But if you're in a small room, I feel like that it's literally they go up to you and be like, have a chat to you kind of thing.
And I think just like crowd participation is way different. So in a small place where we play to like say 10 people, because the group is so small, I don't think there's a lot of this thing where nobody wants to join in to be the first guy to mosh or raise a fist or just shout or whatever, because it's like the group is too small for them not to feel like an idiot doing that. But when it's a bigger audience, it's a bit more like, well, we're all here to do one thing and just be in the field and act like a dickhead for like the 3 days or whatever. So one person's going to go for it, and then his mate next to is going to go for it, and then suddenly that guy from over there is going to join in because they're doing it. So it's like, and then suddenly you just have this whole sea of people just doing the thing. It's quite interesting. Like as somebody with a degree in psychology, I'd love to do a study on how that works because it's just so interesting, human behaviour.
Yeah, I suppose it's like you say, everybody's there for that one thing. It's not expected, but it happens at festivals where everybody's there for a good time. If you're playing a small gig, especially kind of like at our stage, where like we came to Edinburgh for the first time yesterday, people might know us, like as in they've listened to the music but have never seen us live, don't know how to interact with us, don't know what's expected in terms of like crowd participation or anything like that.
Yeah.
So Dan does his frontman thing very well, but it's like you say, it could be only 2 or 3 people who've checked us out prior.
Yeah.
While we're trying to build our audience.
I think I was one of them that checked you guys out before the show.
I spoke to a guy outside who came to speak to me prior to the show, and he was telling me that he saw the poster and he knew one of the sport bands, but he checked us out and he liked what he heard. But that sort of thing, like, it's through osmosis, so maybe if we come back next time, there'll be more kind of interaction. The interaction was good last night, but in terms of something like Bloodstock, when you've got like the majority of the crowd raising their fist and doing that sort of thing, and you can hear like a bellow that's harder than the band itself, like
that's it.
Yeah.
That's where most of the fans who go, as Bloodstock is, since it's in the Midlands and it's not far from sort of most of the bands are from that sort of neck of the woods as well. So Midlands and stuff like that. So there seems to be a big audience down there to get them over.
Yeah, well, we did we didn't do the Metal to the Masses, but we played the New Blood stage.
Just straight to it then.
Yeah, we've done Metal to the Masses in the past, like
Yeah.
2014 or 15, I think it was.
That way over that then.
We got to the final at that, but we didn't win. So we got a few pointers from Simon, and we decided that we kind of done the Metal to the Masses thing, because when you start out and if you do the Metal to the Masses, if you progress through the heats, you get quite a lot of shows like back to back on weekends.
Yeah.
So it's good to like build your craft and kind of sharpen your teeth, if you like. So we did that, and we got some pointers from Simon afterwards, but then it just kind of like, we just continued as we did. And then when Take the Rock came out, and we did the music video, Simon had advertised around Christmas time in 2023 for like wanting bands to submit tracks to him or videos.
Yeah.
So I just fired an email across and didn't hear anything for a while.
Mm.
And then a couple months later, he must have sifted through all sorts, and yeah, we got the slot. So my point that I was going to make was that there's the Metal to the Masses competition,
Yeah.
and there was a band on after us called Sempra,
Emperor.
and they were from Poland.
Oh yeah.
So they do Metal to the Masses. I think they've started off in Ireland now. They've got one in Norway, one in Poland.
They're doing it right over the world, Metal to the Masses, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's widened. So
Yeah.
they're not just trying to get like the local bands on that anymore. Like it's gone wider than the UK now. So
Yeah.
it's good what Simon does. He gets across with
It's
bands.
very smart in terms of marketing, really, because obviously it spreads the news of the festival to other countries. So, you know, people from Poland and whatnot will be more likely to actually come to Bloodstock now because they know of Metal to the Masses. So it's very smart from on their side of things. Yeah, good one.
It's good as well. It widens the community, and in some ways, it could be that, say, like that band Sempra, if they watched us or we watched them,
Yeah.
and you get to a point where you're networking.
Yeah.
It could be that you could do a couple of gig swaps. Maybe we could go to Poland, or they could come here, or we could gather up and do something together like that. That's a real possibility as well. So it's a good networking tool to be at Bloodstock.
So it could be European as well. Like European bands can get around from other places as well.
Yeah.
So like you guys could go to Poland and play their heat or something, or whatever semis or guest headliner or something, you know. Because that does happen. I think there was one time in the Edinburgh Metal to the Masses grand final, we had a Norwegian black metal band, death metal band that come on. I can't remember the name of them again, but they were very good. Just heavy, they were super heavy as well. But they came to Poland, Norway to Edinburgh to play the final. It's like a guest band. I don't know if we call themselves as a finalist, maybe they're finalists, I don't know. I'm not 100% on
So
that.
sometimes I've seen it where there's been bands who played on the New Blood stage that have headlined a final in a different city, just to kind of have that mark for the other bands to kind of step up to, if you like, I guess, or just to showcase who have played before and kind of bulk the lineup up just to make it a little bit more special.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Just makes it a bit more something to see, something special as well to see. Yeah, and we got the Metal to the Masses coming up. I think it's Scottish one's also happening at the moment as we speak. We've got plenty of bands on the bill, so obviously it kind of gets a bit smaller. Each band that goes through the heat or to the semis, it gets a bit smaller. Bands, it gets a bit closer together, and when it gets to the grand final, obviously the bands that have came from the semis go to the final, and that's obviously held at probably with Bell and Gel, which is one of the venues in Edinburgh now with the theatre and the bigger venue. They're sort of mid-tier venue, it's probably the biggest venue on the Cowgate, I think, for metal bands.
Yeah.
So they have like a good amount of fans that show up to that. So that's the grand final. I think that's I think they announced it actually. I saw a date for it, but I don't really want to jinx it for that because I don't know if it's happening. I think it's April. I think April.
Yeah, they'll have the final and all the heats kind of pre-set up. It's just whoever progresses through to get to it.
I'll just see who wins it. That's it. I've got. No, should we move on to our t-shirts? Because I've got a band called Raised by Owls on today. Have you heard of those guys?
Yeah, they played the main stage at Bloodstock, didn't they?
Yeah, on the same day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played Edinburgh.
Yeah, the vocals brought his mum on the stage, which is, to be fair, quite cool. I like to do that. But yeah, no, I mostly know them from the memes that they post on Instagram, really. And every now and then they'll do a cover of some, from like Limp Bizkit, they've done something by them recently. Yeah. But yeah, no, they seem like cool guys.
They're based in Derby.
They are, like Midlands somewhere, yeah.
Very good band. They played Edinburgh a few times as well.
Yeah.
Like in the past, they played one show, but it's obviously didn't go well because they had a power cut, and that's at Legends. So that just fizzled out. They only played a couple of songs, and then that was it. The power just went off all of a sudden. I wasn't a bit unexpected, but that happened. But then I think they played again recently. I can't remember what show it was. It might have been the Christmas bash they did last December. I think it might have been that one. It was like December sometime. They had a few good bands on the bill, but they should have headlined it. Brilliant bands. And if you were at Bloodstock last year, met to the Masters, there was an Edinburgh band called Hammer. I don't know if you saw them when you were at Bloodstock, if you guys were at Bloodstock last year. Hammer, I think, were playing a band called Hammer.
Not sure. We checked out a couple of bands across the weekend on the New Blood stage, but there was quite a lot of clashing with bands that we want to see as well. So we kind of stuck between main stage and the New Blood where we could.
But to be fair though, we were also quite busy with interviews and stuff because when you get to play Bloodstock on New Blood stage and probably like other stages as well, but basically you get a list of all of the like media, like interviewers, podcasts, whatnot, review sites that will be there. So you can obviously pre-book your meetings with them for like an interview or something. So Bloodstock was actually very busy for us in terms of networking and doing interviews and stuff. So we didn't actually get to watch as many bands as we wanted to. Like I know, like we missed Septic Flesh on that day as well. Because
we literally dipped out, kind of stuff on the side of the stage, watched like 2 minutes of Septic Flesh.
Yeah, I think they literally just played like the Grey Mass something. What was the song? Can't remember what it is. But yeah, we just watched that and we were just like, alright, we go back to the next one now. Yeah, it was quite hectic.
This is a brilliant band, Septic Flesh. I think they played in 2018 as well.
Yeah.
I saw them then, but they were brilliant. They were just tight as fuck. Just such a tight band, and I think they're kind of different Greece as well, aren't they?
Yeah, Greek.
Yeah, Greek. There's some good Greek bands out there. I think there need to be a lot more Greek bands that get publicity, like Rotten Christ and that. So it's another band that
they were
like black metal. They're kind of like sort of that style, black and death metal. I feel like they fit in the boat of one of the influences as well.
Rotten Christ formatively, like for us, were definitely an influence.
Yeah.
Not so much in they've got a really like signature sound. I think they call it Hellenic, like black metal. There's one of their old guitarists formed a band called Lucifer's Child, and it sounds very much Rotten Christ.
Yeah.
They've got that kind of signature sound to them, but yeah, like in terms of stagecraft and just watching a band be great on stage, they're definitely like one to watch.
They played in Glasgow, I think, a couple of years back as well. They played at World of the Lands. This was a metal festival in Glasgow. And I don't think they were headlining, but I think they were sort of mids on the stage when the fourth band through. They brought some white wood that it was kind of like dark with whites or something. it's kind of at that stage. I don't know if you, I can't actually remember exactly what they were like that day because my memory's pretty short. It was back in 2019, I think this was.
It's a long time ago now.
I don't even remember it now, to be honest with you. So it's just back in the day that those things come and go. Well, brilliant bands, whatever they do, brilliant choices. Can you tell me about your t-shirt, by the way? Because you look like you're in some cool bands.
It's my friend band, the Cog Repel. They're based in Manchester.
Yeah.
They're like a grind band.
So if you give a wee shout to those guys, it's always good to shout.
Yeah, just pals that I've known for a few years. I used to go hiking quite a lot with the vocalist Bal, and yeah, I recorded their first demo, just a live demo, but set up in the rehearsal space. We just did a load of takes and we picked the best ones and put that out. So they've got a demo out at the minute called Lapdog.
Lapdog.
And yeah, if people want to check it out, it's on Bandcamp.
Cool. Is it lo-fi, I guess?
Yeah, it's lo-fi, it's raw, it's horrible sounding, but it fits them perfectly.
It's like one take thing, you just get recorded.
Yeah. It's just like any fans of like Napalm Death or anything like that. I'm not massively into grind myself, but I do appreciate bands when they're
grindcore and
when like that. I just like horrible music.
Just stuff that's a bit crazy on stage as well, like most like all these sort of crazy packs that go on the grindcore DB stuff. That's just so cool. One of my pals actually likes that sort of thing as well. He likes, I mean, the band called Endless Swarm, like enough on, we'll shout to those guys from up here. They're brilliant, kind of from the central belt, but they put some good stuff on. We played a sold out show actually at Legends this year, and I went down to it. So what a show that was. It was just so tight, crazy mosh pits, 2 steps and all that. You know.
Yeah.
I was just going off. I was just literally going off. That was it. It was just crazy as fuck. I can't remember who was playing that night actually. Now I think about it. There was a few other Grindcore Bands. Oh, Horse Bastard. They were they headlining? No, they were co-headlining, weren't they? I think they were co-headlining, and then they had a Swiss band. I can't remember the name of them. They were headlining. I can't remember who they were called. I kind of left when that band were playing, like midway through the set. I was left. It was getting late, so. But they were alright. But I know Horse Bastard and Endless Swarm were like the 2 highlights on that show. That was just a good turnout for that gig. It's always good to have the hardcore shows turning up now, like because some of the other hardcore stuff now coming out again. A revival hardcore scene, you know, it's coming back again. So it's always good to see things like that coming back now. Yeah. So what's your saying about your stuff in your jacket as well, bands in your jacket now? I've just noticed.
Got Malediction, death metal band, old school. View from the Coffin, that's just the artist that did our logo.
Oh yeah.
This is Achilles. Got Nightbringer, Deerweg, Iron Freiheit, and then Sathamel.
You got your own one as well.
Yeah,
Can you get them right on the Mets? Is that a Mets thing?
Yeah. So we got a Bandcamp page.
You can buy these pins.
Just Sathamel at Bandcamp. Yeah, we got pins, t-shirts, art prints, coffee.
You got those to buy. Hot chocolates.
Oh no, we don't have hot chocolate, no. But yeah, the coffee's made by Paul at Black Coffee Worship.
Then you do ask them to bring a hot chocolate with me, especially. Even bands do actually have hot chocolates. But that's what I'll do if I have a band. I'll just sell hot chocolates. Hot chocolates only. No coffees, no teas. Hot chocolates only. Even I could just put it under my name as well, under the podcast name. Exclusive hot chocolate, you know, for the Hats Okay Down podcast. That's a super thing. Have you got any upcoming shows then?
We've got one at the end of next month, so 28th of March. There's a pretty legendary venue in the grassroots scene in Leeds called Boom.
Not heard of that.
It's closing down.
Oh, no.
Hopefully they're moving premises, but basically the owners had decided that the landowners They
Oh,
decided that they were going to change it to flats or shops.
That's yeah.
So yeah, so we're playing a fundraiser. It's called Death All Day.
I guess it's an all day of death metal.
Yeah. So there's Squad Tours on
Oh,
there.
Squad the Tour, hell yeah. They're from up here as well.
Yeah, Fetal Juice.
Beetlejuice.
Oh,
Yeah, they're from Midlands as well.
It's just the lineup's escaping me, but yeah, check it out on Instagram or wherever.
So
just Death All Day,
Like
Volume 2.
Volume 2 is
Yeah, it's the second one, but it's the final death metal gig at that place. I think it closes down the following day, so if it gets destroyed, it's it's one of those things. Yeah, it could be one of those times where
it might just be the last hurrah before it actually goes away, or else it can get sorted out and it can get more gigs. It's a shame on that, but it's good to get some death metal stuff on the go.
yeah, the team that do them are really good. Like, they're accommodating. They put all sorts of different shows on. They're completely DIY.
Yeah.
A really good ethos, and it's all like a community feel. So it's nice.
So DIY.
Yeah, like, I mean, a lot of the staff, you know, promoters and, you know, people that run the place have either been in bands themselves or are in bands, you know, currently, or they've been promoting for many years prior to Boom being even opened. So it's just a place that has a collection of people that kind of have their own reputation in that scene already. So yeah, it's a massive shame that Boom's going to go away, but yeah, I mean, I know them, I know these guys, you know, it's not the first venue that they've experienced being, you know, shut down by the landowners for whatever reason. They will most likely come back somewhere else. It's just what they do. They love that stuff, so yeah.
Just a real shame for Spill Lost, the scene it's not so good. Can I talk about what you're weighing on the drip then? Because I quite like the style of this band you're weighing on today.
Yeah, so this is Grey. They have a new album out. It's called Wool, and yeah, it's quite soft metal.
Is it?
Yeah, but you know, sometimes it just fits the mood perfectly.
Wash at 30 degrees.
Yeah. No, I think the last band t-shirts I actually wore must have been Cattle Decapitation.
Decapitation.
Yeah, one of my, the last two albums they did, I just there was, I think for like a year straight after the last album came out, I just listened to it all daily, the whole thing just daily every day. It's so good. Those two albums are so good. I've never really listened to them before those two releases, but yeah, I mean the vocalist in that is just masterclass.
Got, you know, audits the Exons on the album as well.
Yeah, but yeah, and again, you know, they have so many bangers. Like I said earlier, there's, you know, a lot of metal bands writing songs in their sort of pop song structure. They have so many songs that kind of follow that structure, but they're still very heavy, but you know, still very accessible. It's just really cool. I'd say that's my biggest inspiration as a vocalist currently. What else is there? Yeah, I don't really own that many band t-shirts anymore. I just mostly prefer just plain black t-shirts nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm a boring old fuck now.
Tiki Matt's t-shirts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you just buy like, I don't know, 5-pack for like 15 quid, and you just, you know, there you go.
Simple as that, eh?
Yeah.
There's easy to just change into them, eh? They're cheap as well.
Yeah.
Cheap as shits.
But to be fair, we've noticed this as well. You know, merchandise prices have gone up so rapidly since COVID. You know, we've noticed it on our end, so we had to raise our prices for our merchandise this time around because, you know, just production of merch is more expensive nowadays as well. It's all gone up in prices, so yeah, it's not that money is an issue, and you know, it's just I don't tend to buy band t-shirts really anymore.
It's just like one of those fine time t-shirts like £20 now. Some bands charging £20 per t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those fines.
Yeah, and if you go to like a bigger arena or, you know, like bigger shows, and you hear about how much of a cut the venue gets from the merchandise, and you just see the price tags on merch. It's like, fucking hell. I think there was, I can't remember which band it was, but my mate went to see them and they had like, what was it, £60 for a t-shirt?
That was Trivium.
Trivium?
Was it you? Yeah. But there's a lot of bands, like I went to see Igor in London a few years back, and they just decided to not sell any merch on the night. They just, at the merch table, they just had a bunch of leaflets just saying, you know, if you want to buy merch, just go to our website, just buy it there for cheap, because people, you know, how much of a cut the venues want for merchandise nowadays is, you know, some people say it's just, what's the word?
Like excessive?
Yeah. Extortionate. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I used to have a lot of band t-shirts, but I just kind of, I don't know, it's just not my thing anymore.
Just kind of derailed a little bit then.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's probably got all the local band t-shirts on this podcast, like, to be honest, it's hard to keep track. I've got so many bands, obviously these guys, and I've had, well, that's just saying this, I've got you guys a t-shirt, I've got a t-shirt last night for the Met Stable, believe it or not.
Yeah.
One of your t-shirts, so I'll be walking out on the podcast, no doubt, just shout out to you guys. Can you mention about your cowboy boots as well? I see you got cowboy boots.
I have a thing for cowboy boots. I don't know what it is, but
it's pretty dope.
just listen to the track.
You got
It's so satisfying to just walk around and just make noise, like wherever you go. It's like there's absolutely no stealth. You cannot sneak up on anyone. It's a bit like, have you seen the last Batman film, where it's like an early scene where some guy's being robbed in like an underground thing, and the robbers can hear the Batman literally doing this, and then he just slowly comes out from the shadows, and it's like, oh my god, it's Batman. Everyone just shits themselves. It's like, so I just wanted to emulate that into my life consistently. So that's where these shoes come from, pretty much.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's like a psychopath kind of thing.
Yeah, it's psychological warfare.
That'd be really fine for
Yeah.
the bands. Maybe loads of bands to do that. I mean, they're very heavy. I mean, a lot of like the hair metal bands do all that stuff generally anyway. But then it's always good to have some black metal bands to stomp and stomp us. That's what they call them. That's what they're called. Stompers. That'd be call them as well.
Yeah, I guess when I was younger, I used to have New Rocks and all that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Just like boots, leather shoes nowadays.
Just come more comfortable, I guess.
It depends, because I had a pair before these, and they were absolute pain to wear. It's just, they just never stop rubbing the feet. But these ones are just pretty much ready to go day one, so very good purchase.
The tailored ones.
Sorry?
Are they, what brand is that?
I have no idea.
You don't try shops, maybe?
I have no idea. I just bought them on Shoe, I think, online. I didn't even look at the brand, I just thought, these guys look cool, I'm going to get these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got the Vans on.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
Fan.
Do you mean Vans? Do you wear them on as well? Skateboarding?
Yeah, I've got one similar to that, but I don't wear them on stage or anything because they've got white bits on them, and they turn all sorts of different colours under the lights, and just don't want to go dirty. I'd rather just have my old dirty boots that the sole fell off in Ireland and I had to glue them back together, so
Put them back together.
they're just, as long as I can stand in them on the stage, I'll wear them. That's all it is. Just
Quite old, they're pretty old, those ones then.
yeah, they're old.
Very old. But I'll just wear the Vans. I mean, I've wear Doc Martens as well, but Doc Martens, I've got Doc Martens, I wear them on my podcast in the past, so, you know, it's always a thing that I wear. I mean, I just do a lot of walking and hiking. Do you guys like outdoorsy stuff?
Yeah, but been hiking quite a bit over the last few years. Been as far as hiking the Tatras in Slovakia with my friends. Like Val, I was saying, we went on a short holiday and went up into the Tatras, and it was around April time, but it was still like 5 feet deep of snow.
5 feet of snow up there.
Yeah, it was great. It was all compacted, so you walked on top of it, but we went to a summit, Risi it's called. It borders Poland. I think it's the highest mountain in Poland, but it's on Slovakia's side as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were going up that way, and we literally got to the last section, and one of my friends noticed there was an avalanche happening.
What's that? Yeah.
So we were like, we'll just go back. And it just slid down the mountain on our asses. It was great.
I love your story from a few years back when you were proper into it. There was every single free day you would be up on some mountain at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And there was one point where you bought like a canoe or something and you took it to a lake. You're like, this is great, I'm gonna be here on my own. And I can just picture the scene of just some random guy just like paddling onto you on his little canoe being like, good morning mate.
No, what happened was, I went early in the morning. It was at Derwent Water in the Lake District, and I bought this canoe. Basically, I've got thalassophobia. Like, I'm really like scared of deep water.
Deep water.
I can swim and everything, but like if I'm in the sea and I look down and it's black, I'm just like, that is terrifying. Like, what is down there? We don't know what's down there. So I was like, I'm gonna tackle this. So it was like a Friday at work, and I was talking to one of my workmates, and I was like, I'm gonna go outdoors, I'm gonna buy this canoe, and I'm gonna go and Derwent Water, because there's a couple little islands. But I found out that the steamer, which is a boat that goes around on like a tour, starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, right, I've done kayaking when I was a kid, but I'm not sure how confident I am now, how fast I can be. So I don't want to get killed by this boat that's gonna tram along and just like run me over. So I went early in the morning, and beautiful morning. The water was amazing, like it was totally clear, like my fear was pretty much evaporated at that point. I felt great. Basically I went around, I explored a couple of these little islands, and then I got back round and I was just about to kind of come to shore. Not a soul. This bloke walking his dog. And he says, he shouted at me and he was like, good morning for it. And I said, yeah. And he said, must be nice to have a lake all to yourself. And that's when I said something like, oh yeah, that's why I came so early. And he took it as like, I'd offended him. And he was like, oh, I'm really sorry. And he sort of like ran off. I was like, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah.
This wouldn't happen to anyone but you. But yeah, I don't like deep water either, so I was born in Poland, and I remember as a kid going to a seaside with my family, and I went for a swim in the sea, and literally like 2 weeks later after that visit at the same beach, a torpedo from World War II just washed up onto the beach.
Torpedo?
Yeah, like an actual fucking torpedo.
Right.
And I was just like, yeah, alright, I'm not gonna go to that water again. Fuck this.
Yeah. That's a bit shitty. That's it for that time,
Funny.
Yeah, some of my stories are stories of the ocean.
And like, if you think about the Baltic Sea and just think about how many ships and all that stuff are there in the deeps, and like, if you also got fear of, man-made like buildings or boats, ships, whatever being underwater, which I think I do, it's just terrible. Like, what are those 2 ships that sunk around like the Arctic? Those 2 quite famous shipwrecks.
I want to say Bismarck, but I'm not sure.
No, they're like older than that, and basically they sunk in a very cold climate, and because the water there is so cold, so sterile, the ships are like, the divers can go in, like, well they can't because it's fucking dangerous, but whenever they send like cameras to go through the ships and like just video the insides of it, it's so fucking scary because it literally looks like how it was undisturbed while it was still sailing. And I just watched that. I can't help myself. I just love watching it, but at the same time I just feel my hands sweating as I'm watching it. I'm just like, Yeah. So yeah, I don't like water either.
Or Titanic, I wonder what that looks like.
God, yeah.
It's going to be it's going to be all green now, eh?
Yeah, again, I can't stop myself from watching like footage of the Titanic from the bottom of the sea, but at the same time I hate it.
Yeah, I think I've seen some footage of Titanic.
Yeah.
It's all green now, isn't it? It's all leaf now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all been cleaned by nature.
I think that's what all ships should be like when a ship wrecks. When
Yeah.
You know, it'll all be nature. You know,
Yeah.
just taking over. Imagine if like these big container ships as well. I wonder what they would look like when they're in the deep sunk. You know.
Yeah, so it's just what minds are made of, really.
For me, it's kind of like if you're in the water and something like wants to grab you or something like that, your reflexes are kind of slowed because you've got the water to contend with. That's what does me. Like, if I like, I'm not saying that I can run fast because I fucking can't, but like I kind of know my limitations and I'd be able to maybe try and fend something off. But if I was under the water and tried to like, they'll say like, oh yeah, punch a shark on the nose or whatever. It's like, when are you going to get the time to like turn and punch a shark in the nose, really? Unless you're like an experienced diver and you've got your mates looking out for you. It's just, I think it's that aloneness and just that void idea of it.
There was a video that I saw on the internet, like there was a kid playing in the water and it must have been this kid's dad or uncle or something. Like he just saw a shark slowly swimming up to this kid and he just ran into the water and just like decked the shark in the face and the shark just fucked up. So yeah, it does help. It is effective, it seems, but yeah, like you say, like
Yeah, if you're swimming by yourself, like, what are you gonna do?
yeah, you'd have to have nerves of steel to get attacked by a shark and think like, oh no, I'm gonna give him a perfect fucking uppercut. You know, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not that many sharks here. What are you telling about? See?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, there might be the odd one, but not too many of them. Yeah, it's one of these things.
I won't be swimming the North Sea.
No, not me. What do you think of Edinburgh then? Any places in Edinburgh that you've been able to visit in this time up here?
I've been in Edinburgh twice, this is the second time, and I've never really had time to actually stay here and explore. But yeah, I do get to have little walks whenever I come, and for a couple of hours, and I absolutely love it. It's so distinct, it's so lively but also clean, and the just atmosphere here is just great. Like, so normally when I walk through cities or towns, I have my music on because I'm just bored of like city sounds. But in Edinburgh, it just sounds, I don't know what it is about it, but it just sounds so cool. It's just so lively, and it's, you know, there's always somebody playing the pipes or something somewhere. It's just it's just so cool. But yeah, I've messaged my girlfriend yesterday, like, yeah, we have to come here for a weekend at some point because it's just brilliant. There's so many places to go, so many places to see. Like the castle is, like, what a sight that is! Just a massive castle on a rock. Like, it's just like
it's amazing.
Fantasy stuff, really.
Volcano walk as well.
Yeah, it's literally the volcano manor from Elden Ring.
It's so
That's
cool.
great.
And you've got all the houses up here as well. At the sea.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally turn any street, any alley, and there's something to see. Whether it's like a cool little shop or, you know, just incredible architecture. There's a lot here to explore.
It's not like City Edinburgh.
No.
Pretty class.
Yeah, I was surprised how quick, from Old Town at least, you can get to kind of anything, as long as you're willing to walk up a hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can walk up all the high street, the 1 mile is up on a hill, but it's a gradual hill, it's not a steep hill.
Yeah, it is alright.
It's like, you know, but you got hills in Edinburgh, Edinburgh's full of hills, you know, the old town and the new town, you get past Clinton Street, which is the city suburb, like the actual heart of the city, you know, all the shopping stuff, and then you got new town behind there. It's all nice, I mean, it's all modern over there, I mean, it's modern. It's still old school, it's still old new town, even if it's called the new town, it's stuff that was built probably about the 1800s, I think. So it's a bit newer than, you know, the old town's probably like the 1500s or the 1300s, so it's all the 1200s maybe, 12th century, you know. the castle and that. And I think they just put all the houses, the buildings, so she had a mile and that, gradually built them time by time. I'd love to see, I don't know what Edinburgh would look like back in those times, you know, like just be born and bred back in like medieval times and seeing it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how different it would feel like. It wouldn't be that big, it would be even smaller, it wouldn't have expanded to this point, you know, like to, it would just be like a bit of build, a bit of one street or something, that's what Edinburgh was like back in the day. When the castle's built, you know, that's it, eh? But it's just expanded so much, like, eh?
I don't know, like in general, Scotland is just so beautiful. So, yeah, the first time I came to Edinburgh, I was on the way to a wedding somewhere up north in Scotland. So there was a lot of travelling up north as well, and you go through all the forests and like all the lochs and you know all that stuff, and you see it. It's just so pretty. Like you don't get that kind of nature in England. It's so intense, you know.
Yeah.
But like I've noticed it yesterday when we were driving to Edinburgh from you know down south. Like as soon as you cross the borders, it's just views everywhere. It's just so pretty. Like you didn't see because you're sat in the back of the van with no windows, but I can describe it to you if you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that way on. It's like breaching the Lake District is that kind of way that there's a whole band of mountainous areas and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah,
definitely the more
north
upper England and
the more north you get, the more hills and mountains there are.
And it gets more extreme the higher you go, really. Because you've got like Skye and everything like that. The whole Skye.
Yeah, and you got
the Highlands.
Inverness, Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Just all the big cities there. Well, the small cities up there. There's tiny cities compared to Edinburgh and Centre Belt, Glasgow. Glasgow and Edinburgh are the two major cities in Scotland. So. But yeah, it's a good place to visit. Always good to hope you guys can come in the future as well up here.
Yeah, I'd love to do it all just through Scotland because I just like to explore the country a bit more. Like,
yeah, it'd be nice to not travel and kind of just see like the immediate area of the venue because we didn't even have enough time to kind of get to the place we were staying until after the gig had finished.
Yeah.
So it's usual for most bands, I guess, but yeah, because we played a show the day before in Oldham, kind of didn't have the time.
Yeah, that's the thing when you get dates between quite far down, it's a bit of a travel, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's a bit of a drive, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just get the time to come again and visit and get more time to visit these buildings and see these places and yeah, that's good. Yeah, guys. So I think we'll start wrapping things up a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, nice one.
Maybe where you can take your social medias and that, and where you can find your, music. Basically we can just split this out, where you can find your band stuff and all that.
I mean, we're pretty much everywhere you'd look, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We do have a TikTok, but it's not been updated in a while, so.
No.
But yeah, just look it up everywhere, it should be there, Apple
Yeah.
Music, Sathamel.
Or Sathamel Official.
Yeah.
They're the things, but yeah, Sathamel.bandcamp.com. That's just, I'll send you the web address.
Yeah.
We'll send you all the social media stuff. You can just put it in
Description.
the description.
Yeah.
That's what it all goes.
If you just search for Sathamel Linktree and just, find that, you'll have all the links and videos there. So I think that's going to make it easy for everyone to find what they're looking for.
The point here is the thing anyway, for all the links anyway, that's got link tree at the end of the day. It has everything you can find on the bands,
Yeah.
Just keep it to one website and all your links on that.
It is a great tool when you're applying for, shows or festivals or whatever, because, you don't want to, you want to give everyone all the links that they might need to, look up who you are, but you don't actually want to plaster them into an email. So, Linktree is a great tool. A lot of people use it in the industry.
Yeah, the majority of them are now, so it
Yeah.
sounds like it's a big thing now, and Yeah, it's good to see. Have you got plans to do like any merch? You got merch and that, but any plans to do merch, new merch like that?
Not currently, no.
We've got some designs
T-shirts and
and
that.
we've got things lined up that we could eventually drop, but yeah, not anything immediate.
No. We've still got plenty of stuff currently. I think we've still got a few sizes of each item left, so.
Yeah, we sold out of a couple of sizes last night.
Yeah. I took one as well last night, so of course. Yeah, so you got a few t-shirts on there as well. A few t-shirts and stuff, and I guess you got patches and stickers maybe.
Yeah, patches, stickers.
Just the thing.
That's
That's it. It's good amount of things that most bands just sell anyway. But if you guys do come to Edinburgh, I reckon Duncan will probably get you guys back on an Edinburgh show in the future. Duncan might, and you'll probably get you guys on the bill again.
Yeah, we'd love to come back. Like we say, even if it's like late this year, we've got friends who kind of play up here, like we mentioned Scordator before.
Yeah, there's like Grindcore Bands, Party Cannon as well maybe.
Yeah, we've never played with those guys. Iron Altar.
I know, yeah. Right band, that's with one in the middle, like kind of sludgy band, but they were heavy. I've seen them a few times as well in the past.
Yeah, we played those guys in Leeds and we hit it off like they're sick. They're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the vocalist came down to see us yesterday, which was great.
I saw
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah, cool guy.
Render Thunder as well.
Mm.
They're quite good as well. Render Thunder, and that's another death metal band from Glasgow. Brain Bath as well.
Oh, Burning Bath, yeah.
You know those guys? They're very good as well. Death metal band from Glasgow. We've got a big scene in the Central Belt as well. I mean, anyone Glasgow, you know, the whole sort of Central Belt sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's all kind of thrown a little bit, but yeah, it's good. It's very good. But I think it's been a real pleasure to get you guys on the podcast. Thanks for coming along and coming to do the podcast. You know, it's really good to get you guys on.
Thank you.
This is probably sort of end the podcast up. I mean, I think I normally just say thanks again for watching and listening to Hats Off Here. Head Down Podcast, episode 88. It's a good number. I'm not far from 100 now, believe it or not, but 88 is a good number because it's Back to the Future. You know, so it kind of says it all. So it's the band Sacrament, so I'm not butchering it that, because I'm always quite bad at butchering band names. But yeah, it's good to get you guys on, so thanks again for watching and listening to the Hats Off Here Down podcast, episode 88. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, of course, that's what you need to do, turn on the bell notifications. Give the video out there, share the video out there to all your all your fans, and you know, and also if you want to check out my YouTube channel, I've got all my video game stuff on that channel. Do you guys play any video games?
Now and again,
Yeah, I'm playing Kingdom Deliverance 2 currently. Avowed just came out, played that for a few hours.
Okay.
Civilization. Yeah, I spend too much time playing games. I should probably be going on mountains with Nathan, but there's too many games to play.
That's what I need to do. I do a lot of hiking as well, to get outdoors and that, and that's it. I want to be out and about more than sitting down and playing video games.
Yeah.
It gets a bit too overwhelmed. There's not very much out there now that I can say that I can play these days. Just my opinion, you know. I just don't play any RPG games or any of that. So if you check my YouTube channel, I've got lots of racing stuff on that other channel, and I've got some live gig stuff as well. So yeah, it's GM Headbang, it's another YouTube channel. It's a bit low key. I've not done anything on that for quite a while now. Maybe a bit of a year now, to be honest. I've just kept that to one side, you know, to focus on the podcast. Yeah, we hopefully get up to 400 subscribers soon as well. We're getting a good amount of followers down to the podcast. It's just so many, but
Yeah, so make sure you watch the podcast. at least 3 times. Just have it in the background.
Yeah.
Screen content. Just watch it on repeat, okay? The full thing. So my dude over here is going to get that over 100% viewer retention.
Yes.
That's going to boost it considerably. It's going to make sure that this podcast is going to go to every fucker that's interested in metal and remotely heard of Sathamel. It's going to get into more subscribers anytime soon. Also, do you do shorts? You should start making shorts because they get so many fucking views. Wow.
Shorts.
Yeah.
Right, I don't do much
Oh,
shorts.
you should definitely do it.
I wouldn't go to invest in that. I'll just get the full episode up. That's it.
Yeah. No, it's.
Yeah, you could like do a short of Dan walking about here now. I'd watch that.
Oh, you could title it "A Vocalist Tom's Up During an Interview" and just have that. Yeah, that'd get a few views.
I need to do some B-rolls or something.
Yeah.
That's probably what I need to do, is B-roll at somebody, just try and see what I can do. I'm not bothered about shots.
No, you should. It honestly, it's
definitely benefits.
It's just people have short attention
views.
spans.
That's
These
it.
days.
Yeah.
So then if it makes sense to have shots, then people just watch the bits at a time,
Yeah.
share out, it's easy to share them out because it's quick videos. I'm guessing you can probably do it on YouTube editor as well.
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah, I've never used it myself, but I know that editor is.
I've never done it myself either, so I'll maybe try and give it a wee fast, but I'll pick this up as a full episode and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks again. All I'll do is I can give you guys some fist bumps, of course. Boom,
Awesome.
boom, boom, boom. That's it. And all I'll do is I'll just slowly walk off the camera and I'll just say signing off. Signing off. Peace out. There we go. Signing off now.